the sun, but they're in there. The birds were eating and the fish were eating, and everybody was having a good time from the stuff that was thrown to them by the tourists. People's in the park. Bloop. Down he goes. Up he comes. And we caught a little concert in the park at the same time. There was a covered area where they had musicians playing, small groups. 10 or 20 people sitting out in the park area. Now there's a ruin somewhere. Where is that? To get my notes and look this one up. Hold on a second. For some reason that looks like Luxembourg, and this might be Luxembourg. The name of that castle was Wilhelmshohe Schloss, William's Hole Castle, palace and court built in the 19th century, the flower park and the gardens. There's GBF looking out in one of the walled areas in Luxembourg. Had driven on the way back from somewhere through Luxembourg. Spent a day and a night in the city. Got to put those notes in. I didn't know Luxembourg was on this tape. Well, probably driving back to Paris from Kassel. That's what that was. Stopped in Luxembourg. This is part of the moat around this Luxembourg castle. And we went out to the American Cemetery in Luxembourg. This is the place where George Patton is buried. And there's the German equivalent, the Soldatenfriedhof, the soldier cemetery. German soldier cemetery. That was what that sign said. This is the American cemetery in Luxembourg. My uncle Leo Frank was buried here for a while before we brought his body back to Waterbury, Connecticut. The world, that being an American is a special thing. There are German cemeteries in Luxembourg, but I don't believe there's any German. There's George Patton's grave. And now we went over to the German, Alemann is German cemetery, Sandweiler it's called. Deutscher Soldatenfriedhof, Sandweiler. And that's the German style for their soldier gravestones. Shooting through a wall partition here, little art shot. I think they do that in the summer and the fall to keep the graves and the sites looking very park-like. No one had been there for months, I'm sure, at this point, but previous crew had really done a beautiful job. A couple flags. Looks like a train coming around the bend there, steam train. These are the fields. We were up quite high in this section where the cemetery was. Luxembourg is a very hilly, mountainous country. We got some beautiful views from several of the areas. Oh, this is a vineyard now. And these are white wine fields near the Mosel, probably Mosel grapes, which is the type of grape that they grow in this valley. press the grapes inside the side of the mountain that they've carved out. They age the wine in huge casks inside, and they grow the wine on top of the hills. So they've really taken wonderful use of the land. There's the Mosel River. We're on the other side from where that vineyard was now. Just driving around, have a leisurely time in Germany. Picnics here and there, jet planes. That might be Stuart Burke overhead. We're just a few miles from Trier. Driving around, flying around. And now we're back in Paris. And this is a view from my apartment window. I think we got back to Paris. Oh, no, here's the sunset. And we're back in the countryside. I think this is the I'm a little bit out of sequence here, that's the problem. Yeah, this is Paris. And we got back in time for one of the Bastille Day parade celebrations. Knowing it was just 2 blocks from my house going down the street. People are all white. And then planes started flying very low overhead. Dangerously low, I thought. Almost deafening, very frightening. Could imagine how the people of Europe felt. A few minutes later I walked down Rue de Berry to get a feeling for it. There was 10,000 people per square meter, it seemed. This thing went on for about 45 minutes or an hour. The overhead passes by the planes and the noise. It's also probably part of the protection of the whole scene. Okay, we're on our way to ChateauDun in the Loire Valley. It's the summer of '73. Turn that down, the sound is okay. And we're on our way to one of the all-time adventures, ladies and gentlemen. The Loire Valley, unbelievably beautiful in the French tradition of things. There's the Loire River, fields stretching across the beauty. Really an unbelievable countryside. This is a test to see if I can get 4 reels. There's GBF in his French mustache. Oui, monsieur, c'est vrai. C'est tout le monde. Tout le monde. Les vérités de le jour, c'est une... Unbelievable, yeah, oui, c'est ça. Et le grand compagne de le Pierrefonds, ChateauDun, le gâteau de ChateauDun, très magnifique. Now we're down in Spain, I believe. This was in the Spanish peninsula, now the Bay of near the Bay of Biscay.